Welcome back to Master 79. In this lesson we are going to work through an ielts speaking part 1 topic neighbours all the way to a band 9 answer. We will brainstorm each question first and then deliver the full spoken response. First, a quick reminder of what part 1 actually is. It lasts 4 to 5 minutes and it always comes first. The examiner asks about familiar everyday topics reading from a script, so the questions arrive quickly. Aim for roughly 2 to 4 sentences, long enough to show your range, short enough to still sound natural. Here are our 3 questions on the topic of neighbours. Do you think neighbours are important? How can we get along with our neighbours? And do you think it is important to have a good relationship with one's neighbours? Notice how the third one overlaps with the first, and we will deal with that. Every strong part 1 answer follows the same simple shape. Answer: give your opinion in the first few words. Extend: add one reason that explains why. Illustrate: finish with a short personal example. Avoid one-word answers, but avoid a 2-minute speech as well. Question 1. Do you think neighbours are important? Before speaking, gather ideas. They are the people physically closest to you when something goes wrong. They offer practical help: parcels, spare keys, feeding pets. There is a security benefit, and for elderly people they may be the main daily social contact. On the right, the language we want to reach for. Here is the band 9 answer. Absolutely, I would say they are far more important than people give them credit for. They are the ones physically closest to you, so if anything goes wrong, a burst pipe or a parcel that needs signing for, they are the first people you can turn to. My own next-door neighbour has a spare key to my flat, which honestly gives me real peace of mind when I am travelling. Question 2. How can we get along with our neighbours? This one asks for methods, so think in terms of behaviour. Small repeated courtesies beat grand gestures. Remember the classic friction points: noise, parking, bins, shared walls. Deal with problems face to face, and offer help first because it usually comes back to you. And the answer: I think it mostly comes down to small, consistent courtesies rather than anything grand. Saying hello in the corridor, keeping the noise down late at night, not blocking someone's parking space, that sort of thing. And when problems do crop up, it is much better to have a quiet word face to face than to leave a passive-aggressive note, because that tends to make things escalate. Question 3. Do you think it is important to have a good relationship with one's neighbours? This looks like question 1 again, so we must not repeat ourselves. The trick is to shift the angle. Draw a distinction between being on good terms and being close friends. Talk about the cost of a bad relationship, and bring in boundaries. The answer: it is, though I would draw a distinction between being on good terms and being close friends. You do not have to socialize with them every weekend, but you do want that basic goodwill, because a bad relationship with someone living a few meters away is genuinely draining. You end up dreading your own front door. So for me, it is less about friendship and more about a quiet mutual respect that makes daily life run smoothly. Here is the whole exchange in one place, so you can hear how the 3 answers sit together. Notice that no phrase is reused across them, and that each one opens with a clear position before it explains itself. Pause the video and read it through. These are the expressions worth stealing. Learn them as whole chunks, not as single words, because that is what makes them sound natural when you speak. On good terms with, to keep yourself to yourself, to have a quiet word, to crop up, to keep the noise down, peace of mind, to turn to someone, and to run smoothly. A word on delivery, because in speaking, how you say it carries real marks. Do not memorize your answers. Examiners hear recitation instantly. Natural fillers help you. Stress the content words. And if you mishear a question, simply ask the examiner to repeat it. That is never penalized. Finally, the 4 criteria: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. One important note: Band 9 here reflects an internal quality check against the public ielts descriptors. It is not a score awarded by a certified examiner. Now it is your turn. Record yourself answering all 3 questions using at least 4 expressions from the language bank, and keep each answer under 30 seconds. Post your favorite line in the comments. Subscribe to Be Master 79 for more Band 9 walkthroughs. See you in the next one.